Hello, LPC family. Francis and I are here today just to speak with you. I want to thank you first for the privilege it's been to come alongside parents here in the children's ministry. We have enjoyed being involved with your families and with your children. We have loved having Christian education. It's important with the curriculum that we had that we teach children solid truth. And it's been such a privilege to watch many children come to Christ here and grow to know and love Jesus and go on to now I'm teaching children of children that I taught. How wonderful. I've been here for 18 years and it's been a wonderful time. We've had many fun times with Christian education, with Kids Quest, with the camp program, with our VBSs. Those were always amazing and we loved it and had great time. A long time ago, somebody told me that if you wanted to know the will of God, that you would line up three things. You would search the scriptures for direction from God, and that you would spend a lot of time in prayer as to whether that's the will of God, and that you would seek godly counsel. Well, actually about 2 years ago, I began doing that and searching for what God's will was for my life and for the life of the ministry. And during this time that we've been isolated, me and my husband together, we've really searched and talked a lot about what this looks like. And the Lord has really led me with all three of those things and with my husband's direction that now's the time to retire. I do that with a sad heart because I hate leaving the ministry, but I'm super excited. This is like the most perfect time to do it because we have some slower time that we can concentrate on getting all of our things together and that we can transition into a new person as soon as we're able to pull back up in Christian education and other things. So I ask you today that you would join me in praying that the Lord in His great faithfulness and how He's done this forever, that He'll be faithful to us and He will send the right people to help lead us. As we move forward, my good friend Joe Novenson once said, "We're laying stepping stones in the parade of providence." And this in God's providential care is the will of God. And so we just walk in His steps and follow Him in all of these things. Thank you.
And I would just like to say that it has been a wonderful privilege of working with Vicki for these years. I think we've always worked as a unit together. We kind of worked as one, so it's been wonderful. I used to always joke and say that when Vicki retires, I'm retiring with her. And that was kind of a joke with some truth too. But when she came to announce to me that she was moving on, it kind of brought me a sense of relief almost because I had been thinking about this for the past year, and especially during the last months and weeks, really concentrating on that, praying and asking God, what does He want me to do? And so that gave me a confidence in really getting serious to think about what is next for me in the ministry. So I did pray and thought, this may be the perfect time for me also. I've been the director of children's ministry for 21 years now, and I don't think that directing a large ministry has ever been my gift, but I knew it was a calling for me. And I believe that calling was to build a ministry where solid biblical teaching is taught. And it's not a place where children just come to be entertained or taken care of while their parents are in programs. And we never wanted it to be a program based on teaching children good morals so that they would grow up to be good citizens. What we wanted to do was build a ministry where children would see God's plan of redemption from the Old Testament all the way through the New Testament. A ministry where children are valued, loved, and taught from the nursery on throughout their elementary school years. And then we will, with tears and joy, we hand them over to the youth ministry who continues to take them on their spiritual journeys. So we've been doing that for a long time now. And that was my calling. That was my calling to come and do those kinds of things, lay that foundation. And along the way, I really found out that finding curriculum and resources that were gospel-centered had been such a challenge to me. And that led me to go on to write much of what we actually use in our programs. So when I look back over the years, I say, yeah, I think we have accomplished it. I think that I have done what God has called me to do. And now is the time to say, someone new and fresh can come and build on that solid foundation that we have and take it to new levels. So I'm really excited to see that person come along. And I do not plan to retire from being involved with children's ministries. I had a good friend who said, don't use the word retirement. So that's not what I'm doing. I'm not retiring from children's ministry. I'm going to continue to teach and be involved with our children's programs. And I am excited now to have time to explore the possibilities of putting some of what I have written into the hands of other churches and other people who might need those resources too. So I am moving out of this position and moving on to use the gifts that God has given me and the experiences that I've had in watching children grow in their knowledge and love of God. So in the past 21 years that I've been in position, I've seen, like Vicki said, babies grow, go through our programs and on through school and coming back with their own children. What a blessing that has been. And I'm excited to be a part of what's coming next. This is a church that values children's ministry, and what a blessing that has been. I know that you will be a wonderful support to the next person who comes aboard. I made it almost through, didn't I? So we are going to be watching and joyfully labor together with equipping our children to carry on the baton of faith to the next generation. So thank you very much for that. And I want to say that that they are already going to be forming this committee that's going to go out and look for that new children's ministry director. And our goal is to transition out by the end of August. That's our plan. We're going to be here to offer help to whoever comes along to kind of get them going in the direction that they need to go. So be praying with us for that. Thank you very much.